Good afternoon and welcome to our Facebook Live. Well, I should say good evening. I'm sorry. Welcome to our Facebook Live this evening. It is Tuesday, the 1st of February 2022. And my name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. Thank you for joining me this evening. I did hop on earlier just to show you some of the new papers which arrived recently. And this evening is my normal time, 7 p.m. for my Tuesday evening Facebook Live. So if you are watching live, do say hi and let me know. And if you have any queries or questions, and it's live, then don't hesitate to post them and I can get back to you. If you're watching on catch up or on YouTube and you have any queries, then of course you can pop any questions on there and I will get back to you as and when I can. So thank you for joining me. I have got a brand new series of products to share with you this evening. It's called All Together and it's available from today, the 1st of February. And it features a series of products. Hi Katie, thanks for joining us. It covers a series of products which are available mostly while stocks last. The exception is these new blends pens. So we have alcohol markers, and Stampin' Up have brought out some skin tone colours, perfect for skin tone, obviously also for pinks and browns. These will be available in the catalogue. Now I've ordered 3, but there are 5 altogether. And there's also a stamp set, some dies and some papers. So as you can see, I haven't actually opened the papers, still got their wrapping on, haven't opened the blends pens. I have got as far as opening the stamp set, and that's it. So let's have a look at the papers. And I thought these would be perfect, hi Jeanette, for youth groups, brownies, guides, rainbows, things like that. Because on the stamp set, and I appreciate you can't see that, it says, I promise, love changes everything, every act of kindness changes the world, we'll get through this together, and you matter to me. And obviously we have the images of the hands forming a little heart, we have the little fingers wrapped together, and these could be male hands or female hands, you know, it's not really obvious either one or the other. And we've got a little heart and a little sort of sunburst here. With the dies, as well as cutting these elements out, it also cuts out 2 sentiments that you can see here, and they're quite big and they're nicely styled. One says you matter and the other one says here for you. And I've just cut those out just quickly, literally in Early Espresso. And I really like the font and I really like these 2 sentiments as well. And in the dies, if I just open this up, slightly back to front, sorry. We have the dies that cut out the hands, like so, and the hands with the heart. So you can stamp and die cut those out. And then also we have the single heart die cut. So you could use that on its own with patterned paper, or you could use it with the stamp. Let me stick these back on before I lose them. So you can buy the stamps on their own, their dies on their own. You can obviously buy the bundle together. And you can also buy these papers. So these papers are standard 1075. It's 6 by 6 inch papers, and there's 48 in a sheet, in a pack even. And there's 4 of each. So I'm just going to flick through these on either side. So we have the hands here reaching up, and this would be quite easy to cut across and just use that and colour that in. We have this lovely leaf pattern. So this is all black and white. Yep, basic black and white. So great for backgrounds, great with the ladybirds as well. A rather geometric pattern here. 4 of those. Nice pretty leaf pattern. And then we have 4 sets of hands, and I know there's a name for this, but I can't think what it is. I can't look at that without thinking of my brothers giving me a Chinese burn when I was younger. I know it's not the same position, but that's what it reminds me of. It also reminds me of in guides when you want to carry somebody. That's how you put your hands so that they can sit on that, and it's a good way to carry somebody. There you go. The little hands there with the little fingers tucked in together. It's a tiny little print. Hopefully you can see that. And then we have white dots on a black background. We have a geometric pattern of leaves, geometric crosses, and then we have little white hearts on black, black and white slightly wavy stripes, and then a black and white check. That's all one side. Let me turn these over to the other. So black little dotted stripes on white, nice bold black circles, sort of hand-drawn circles. Then we have white dots on black, black stripes on white, this lovely almost like a rainbow effect, so you could colour this in colours of the rainbow if you wanted to. Another check design. Oh, that must be the back of something else. Obviously turn that one over. Black and white hearts is rather cute. There it is. Okay, black and white stripes, little diamond shapes, and then this is like a textured look. It's not actually textured, but it looks like the dots are textured. Not sure you can actually see that on there. And then a little floral pattern, and then finally white crosses on black. So if you like black and white, it is perfect for you. If you're not so keen on black and white, it might not be up your street, but it does have these nice hand pages as well, and obviously the florals. So I think, just trying to look and see if it's black on one side. Yeah, it's not necessarily white on the other. No. Okay, so this is the stamp set. So really what I want to do is use this and perhaps use the blends, but I'm thinking I want to incorporate these two. So maybe what we'll do this evening is stamp this little heart and then here for you above it or below it, maybe like so, and then colour those in. Just keep it nice and simple. So let's mount this up and have a look. just want to see if it's going to go off the top. Let's pop the label on it so I can see what I'm doing. So I hope everybody is well. You may have caught my brief video earlier on, just showing you the new papers. These are the ones that were delayed. So they are from the January to June catalogue, but they were delayed and they've just come in. So it means I can now complete my paper share. So if that's of interest, I've sent out an email this afternoon. So have a look, or look back on my Facebook. Okay. Oh, Pinky Swear, is that what it is? Yes, I was thinking Pinky Promise, but I don't know what other significance this has. So it's like that, isn't it? Well, it's like that. Same hands, opposite hands. So you can let me know what the significance of that is. Linked fingers. Okay, so let me grab an espresso. Only really because I cut this out with espresso. And also what I was looking for is what else you could use these for. And I was thinking actually you could cut this one here that says, so instead of say OU, it says NO. So you could have no matter. Here for you, no matter. And I'm trying to think what else. You could cut up these letters, obviously individually. See what else you could make. Oh, you could do mum, couldn't you? M-U-M. So lots of variations. Okay, so I'm just trying to work out if I'm going to put the fingers at the bottom or at the top. And I think I'm going to put them at the bottom. Now I haven't inked this already, so I'm going to see how it goes. Oh, bless you. That's a little bit unfair, isn't it? Good morning, Kerry. I hope you're well. So let's just try this down here and see how we get on. Now, in the past, I've always used little bit of Petal Pink and Flirty Flamingo when I've been doing skin colouring. So now we have 5 new sets of skin colours, if you like, and obviously you could use them for other things. You can use them for trees, bushes, you can use them for animals. I've chosen the first 3 sets, and then there's another 2 sets, and the colours are light, medium light, medium, medium deep and deep, and they're sets of 2. They're $8.25 for the set of 2. But each pack has a slightly different tone to it. And just to confuse you, I'll take this out of the way, they actually have numbers. So I've got SU 900, SU 1000. So what I'm going to do is just use a little piece of card and scribble on the ones that I've got to work out which colour's which. Okay, and I think it's probably a case of playing. Stampin' Up do provide us with a chart that you can print out that you can utilise to sort of basically list a whole series of combinations. But I'm just going to write on here the ones that I've got just quickly. So I've got, see if there's some pattern to this. Probably not. 700, 800, 600, 500. So the darker the number, the light, the darker the number, the smaller the number, darker the colour. Goodness me, can't get my words out. So I've got 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000. So let's start with this one. This is 500. So I'm just going to do like so, and with the brush as well, that's 5. I'll have to label these caps because I can see everybody getting rather confused with these. So it's a little bit more, slightly more pink. I'm not sure whether the camera picks that up of an evening or not. Right, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 8. Like so. 900. So I think what I'm going to have to do is either put a top on or write the number on the side of the lid. But I guess if people know they read the side, they'll be close enough. Right, and one, oh, that was 1000. That's going to confuse me, isn't it? So this is actually 900. So okay, so a nice set of tones. So quite pink one here. This is the 1000, and then getting gradually darker. So because it's quite just small little steps of change, I think you'll be able to do some really nice blending. So let's see what we can do with this. So let's start with 900. That's 800. 900. So I'm going to just use this, and I'm guessing this would be the same because one person is creating that little shape. So just coming in from the edge, a little bit of feathering, and I've just stamped this with Early Espresso. But I think this would be a great set for youth clubs or things like that. And say brownies, guys, rainbows, rangers. Do they have rangers anymore? I don't know. And we've got a nail there, so you could give them some nail polish if you wanted. Sorry, I can hear my dog barking on the video itself. Right, this is 1,000. This is a slightly pinker one. Let me just let the dog out. Yes, I think you're right. Some of the animals would be perfect. Right, sorry about that. The door was indeed open. Okay, so let's just add this one in and see how we get on with some blending. I do think that faces, arms, legs, hands of people are always quite scary to colour in somehow. Certainly I couldn't draw one. There we go. Put that little one in there. So really just brushing that over. The two. Question is this one going to have a little bit of nail varnish on? Let's put let me have a look and see what colour that. That's just a little bit bright, isn't it? A little bit more neutral than that. Let's see. So this is the pale papaya. I've gone a neutral nail for this one. There we go. So I'm thinking almost just like that here for you with a heart. And I could either add the little heart round the side. I could also add here for you, I promise. Or we'll get through this together if I left a little bit more space. A new matters to me. So you could actually add any of those in. I think what I'm going to do is I could trim this down a little bit more and pop it on some backing paper. Let's grab the paper and have a look. Because what I could do is tint the paper slightly. So let's have a look and see. It's rather a lot of white. Could use this and colour in some of this with some brown or green. Let's have a look at the black. I think I'm going to go with this one, just so I can introduce the papers for it. I might trim this down a little bit more. So this one I could colour it in. I think I'm going to colour it in with some some crumb cake or something, I think. Oops, excuse me. So I've got light crumb cake and dark have a look at it. Just going to do a little section and then decide. Okay, Zana, thank you. Thanks for popping in. And obviously you could pick up any other paper to put behind. I just want to utilise some of the coordinating paper so that I've shown it. So let's try with some dark as well. Let's do some alternating ones and then just decide. I won't do the whole lot, just want to make this smaller and then put it on top of that. This is quite a bright white, so there's a little bit of a contrast against it, but let's give it a go. So I'm just going to fill some of these in. I'm going to cut this down a little bit more so that we see more of the papers. There we go. You could also colour the background of this and leave the little leaves white if you wanted to. Okay, let's cut this down. So I think what I'm going to do is attach this. Just use some little dots of glue. You could cut this out obviously with an adhesive sheet behind it. I do like the words, I have to say, and the sentiments in the set as well. There we go. Okay, put that on there. Just seeing. Taking off 0.5 centimetre all the way around. Hopefully I got it fairly central to start with. Go. Right, and let's have a look. I just want to grab an early espresso layer and a white card. There we go. Okay. So this is a standard card. I've cut it the other way, so it's a tent fold from the top if you do it that way, like so. And my thought is to pop this layer on, then that layer, and then my hands like that. So I'm just going to work backwards for a little while. So just cutting that 14.85. And then I'm going to cut this at 10. So that's going to be our layer onto our white card, like so. And then I'm going to bring this layer in. So I don't want to cut off my hard work. So this is going to be 9.5, so 3 3/4 inches. And doesn't really matter. Oh, that was close. Didn't measure that one. Could have been a bit short. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm going to have that. Going to add that layer, like so. Hi Tracy, how are you? I hope you're well. And then this one is going to go onto here, but I'm going to narrow it down again so that we see more of this background. So I'm going to take 0.5 centimetre off. Like so. Excellent. Right. And so this needs to be seven and a half, 2 centimeters smaller. 13, 12. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is just take that little bit off at the bottom and then take my colouring off the end. And then a little bit there. Like so. So we had 900 and 1000. There it is. Thought I'd lost it for a minute, so I'm just going to take this off the edge here. so the hands don't start in the middle of nowhere. And then layer these up like so. I think that will work. Now I could put in a black espresso layer between these two, but I think it'll be a little bit overloaded. So all I need to do literally is that the edge all the way around. Let me take my glasses off. So sorry, this is going to take a little bit longer. Just do these. So do let me know what you've been up to today. It's been nice and bright here. We had a very weird sky at about 4:30, quarter past 4, something like that. I photographed it, but it never turns out as dramatic as it looks in real life, does it? Okay, so I'm just going to work my way around here. And on the reverse of this we've got stripes. Okay, just do these around the edge. It is pretty little paper. So the stamp set on its own is £21 and the paper is £10.75. And those are available while stocks last. The Blends pens will be in the new annual catalogue, so they'll be available right the way through from now until the new annual catalogue, which is in May. Oh, that was nice, Kerry. How young is your youngest granddaughter? Okay, let's just do some of these in the dark. So I'm not doing a huge amount of colouring, I'm literally just drawing a line in those leaves. Also, if I was doing it live, I might take a little bit more time. If I wasn't doing it live on air, it might take a little bit more time. There we go. Okay, let's see. Oh, 14 months. Oh my goodness, and just walking. How cute is that? Very cute. Okay, so that's my layers as they are. Let's see if I need any more. And then this one is going to go on the top. So just a little bit in there, if that. And we're done. I'll just pop that together. So, as I say, nothing complicated. So if you like black and white, I think you'll like the papers. Great for men's designs as well. And you can add some colour obviously on some of the areas. You could use a blending brush to go over a larger area as well if you wanted to. There we go. Do the bottom of this one. Okay. So that one onto that layer. That one onto there. And I'm just wondering whether to go around the edge with a blending brush. This is one of our kittens that's just arrived. You can probably hear him. Let's grab a brown blending brush and some crumb cake ink, and am I just going to do the edges? Hello, Benjamin. Let's have a little look. I don't want to go too mad. And I noticed when I was doing my class at the weekend that when I'm using the blending brush, when it's a light colour, you can hardly see that I've done anything. But in real life it is quite dark. Well, not quite dark, quite a little bit more obvious, I should say. Okay, I think what I might do is carry a bit of that onto here as well. Like so. And there we go. So I've had a busy day preparing emails, getting up to date with all the latest news from Stamping Up. We always have an update every Tuesday morning with what's coming and what's happening. And that's one of the great things about being in our team, is you get to find out what's coming out and pre-order it. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do. So daisy, drop it in the ink pad. So I've got that, onto there. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just those layers. So these were the colours of the ink, of the blends pens. So let's just layer these up. Yes, Benjamin. He's very talkative. Oh, Benjamin. Which probably means he's run out of food. So that layer onto the espresso. And I could actually put that onto crumb cake rather than white if I wanted to. Well, I'll stick with white for now as I've got it out ready. There we go. So make sure it's facing the right way around. And I'll put sentiment on the inside. We'll get through this together. There we go. Just pop that onto a block. Just going to use that same early espresso. And I am just going to stamp it onto my piece of scrap paper. Yep, that'll do perfectly. I'm just adding plenty of ink, 'cause I know that's quite dry, it needs replenishing. There we go. Let's put a little heart on. Why not? Just because I can. Really only needs a small block. There we are. So we'll get through this together with a little heart on the inside, and then here for you with the fingers making a heart. There we go. So I hope you like that. Something completely different from our normal, but as I say, it's a new set of products that are available. You can find them in the online store. If you just go onto the online store, which you can link from my Facebook page here, or go to jeminicrafts.co.uk and then click on the how to shop, and then you can either type in here together, or you can look for new and special items, and you'll find it that way too. So pleased with the ink colours. It's difficult for you to see how accurate that is, because it's getting transferred from my webcam through my machine down to yours, so it might not be particularly accurate. So these are the blends I've got. So there are another 2 sets that go darker than this. Okay, these I've got the wrong way round. So 1000 is quite pink, so 800, 900, if I look at my skin tone, it's actually about 600 on there. So there we go. So thank you so much. Fairly short and sweet this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, something slightly different. Let me move that out of the way of the light. And I'll be releasing our new class. We're going elegant for our February class. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'm also preparing for our Let's Get Creative event in March, so it's all systems go. Thank you so much for joining me. Do take care, look after yourselves, look after your loved ones. I'm just going to distract myself between one cat and one dog, and I'll catch up with you soon. So I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. That's Wednesday, the 2nd of January, and that will be 2222. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care now. Thanks for watching.